Would you like to see me rig the 291 meter line in Yosemite by myself and then rope swing off of it, off the railing here at Taft with a tire? Watch me suffer on this episode of How Not to Highline. Hi, I'm Ryan Jinks, and it is 4 a.m. and we are starting my first load to Taft Point, as I have to take 3 loads down there, about 85 pounds each, in order to rig the big line here in Yosemite solo. We're gonna see if I have my systems dialed to where I can rig this faster than I rigged it last year with Friedi, Lukas, Kyle, Kim, and Zoli. Let's see how today goes. Okay, I started this off with momentum. I'm here with my first bag at the anchor. This is the bag with the webbing, because then I do all my tagging and stuff, and I'll already have my webbing here. It was nice to use the hours that I couldn't be rigging to do all my hiking loads. So this is about 85 pounds, almost 90. Oh, and I got one more of these. This is the lightest weight rig I could come up with too. So now that I feel light, let's go get the other bag. Okay, so the second bag was definitely 90 pounds. But anyways, we just branched off from the main trail. We're gonna go to this side over here, which is the static side. I already have on the top of my haul bag everything I need for that side. All the packing and magic happens at home, and it's really nice to just show up with everything ready. So I'm gonna grab out of this bag what I need. We're gonna hike over there, and then I'm gonna start working on tagging. I believe it's almost 6 a.m. It'll be light in about 30 minutes, which is perfect when I want to start tagging. So things are going great. Okay, it's almost 8 o'clock. We got the fishing line from over there to over here, and that's the biggest struggle, the biggest unknown. But now that that's done, I have to attach a 6mm accessory cord to it. But I don't want to pull over all this webbing, the heaviest moment, with just 6mm accessory cord. And usually this is a trick for paracord, because that's only 4mm. So what I'm going to do is put this very well packed rope, let's see here, and I'm going to put it as the first leg of the thing. So because I knew it was going to be over an edge, I pre-padded it before I came. Everything you can do at home should be done at home. And since I know this area and I know what I'm getting into, then I did that. So, well, there we go. I wasn't expecting to have a line here, but that'll be fine. I just put on that side of it, which I need to have it on that side anyways. So, and this bag is flaked out perfectly. And then I have another trick I'll show you in just a moment. So we have the fishing line on the railing here, and we have this rope attached to the anchor back there. It's very important to have your stuff packed really, really well. If you can get everything done beforehand. So this is flaked twice to make sure it was perfect. And in order to keep it together, I just use a little paracord. Could always use that when I'm out here. So I have a dual purpose for these in a moment, you'll see. And on here, this is top, this is bottom. Now the idea is that I can pull with the fishing line all the way over to there without having any of the weight of the rope, because there's so much in here. And once I get this, I can just pull until it goes, and it goes over the edge, off of the Highline that's already rigged back here, and out into free space, and I have a perfect tag going across, and then I have to come back here and attach the webbing to it. So there's a little bit of back and forth, and that's what takes so long on this. So I'm going to attach all this now. I'm going to do a barrel knot here, because I've learned them recently. And when you learn a new knot, you use it for everything. I just really liked how it performed on the slack snap machine. So I'm gonna do that, so that way it keeps the carabiner orientated the way I want. I wanna make sure my bag is orientated this way. And then the top of the bag is gonna go on the fishing line. Because of the extra fishing line I have, I'm just gonna cut that off and attach that to there. Need my knife, so I'm gonna be fiddling around here for a minute. Here you go. Oh, I'm not solo rigging. Oh. No, man, I got my own. I haven't even taken a snack yet from my camera guys. I'm not Bear Grylls. Ugh, everything's harder. My slump in the morning. It's not bad. I want some Z-drag. And the weight of the line's actually gonna make it go faster. I have to anticipate what it's going to do, not what it's doing right now. So, let's go pull this over, because once this tagline's up, we're golden. Like, this is going pretty fucking good. I didn't think I was gonna Z-drag the accessory cord, but definitely don't want it going down the cliff. Keeping my work site nice and tidy. My favorite part about hiking back and forth is I don't have to carry haul bags. So it's almost 9 o'clock in the morning and my tagline is across. I have the 6mm accessory cord attached to it. I'm gonna reel it in real solid. You would think size matters, but this thing doesn't have much power. So generally with that, when I'm with people, I have to pull it in by hand and then have somebody reel it in. So this is probably gonna be tricky. However, I already have my anchor built and I use this Tree Pro with the keeper straps on here, which is really nice when you're solo doing anything. And so girth hitching it like this is going to keep it pretty much in place and keep it pretty predictable when I attach this before I go over. I will probably come over here and double check everything, but at the same time, if it's attached well, I'm not too worried about it coming up, like something being wrong and something being dangerous. But I definitely have a soft release on the static side. These kingpins from Selectivity are pretty cool. These things from Land Cruising, I don't think they make them anymore. AKI, Key Slacklines, is Land Cruising now, so maybe they'll come out with that again. But this ring is to put a ring on this side to have leashes on both sides. Soft shackles for the backup, so I basically have everything I need here already. Now the backup's gonna go directly to my span set. That way I bypass the soft release in case something's wrong. It's really not possible to back up a tree unless you're gonna back the tree up to something behind it. In this case, I have another thing there and I can, they're pulling on each other. So, time to reel. Okay, I'm taking a break because my hands hurt. Never do this without gloves. I could not do this without gloves. And this fishing reel is working okay. I'm gonna pull in 10, 20 meters, reel it in. So everything is going pretty good. This is simple and just a pain in the ass. God damn it. So that's all I needed. Solo rigging. I flaked this in really well. I don't know why, I wonder how much more I could let out and not pull through, because that's what I'm dealing with over there. Well, that's gonna give me twice as much as I had before. I don't know, maybe I'll just keep coming back and forth. I just don't want to break my fishing line because that would suck. I'd have to start all over. Well, let's try it again. Okay, I just walked around back over here. I think it was only like 20-minute round trip, 25 minutes. And now once I start this and there's enough pressure to undo that little lock I made, I feel like this is just gonna come flying down the mountain, and I'm gonna have to be reeling pretty fast. So wish me luck. Okay, so I spent 10 minutes pulling that fishing line. I got stuck again, but I pulled pretty aggressively and got it free. The tagline's probably only 50, 60 meters away from me. However, the whole thing just went in the canyon, which is kind of fine, as long as I get that carabiner to not get stuck in the bushes. So I might go down to that bush down there before it gets steep and try to pull it up as direct as possible. But so there's nothing to go over to the other side for now. That side's, there's nothing to do. It's whether or not I have to go down this thing in order to keep it out of the bushes. We'll find out. Looky what I just got me. Fucker fell down the gully there, but I have this, at least like that knot and stuff as I got through the bushes. That was really, really hard to pull that fishing line. I realized that with that much weight, you can definitely like cut off a finger or hurt yourself. My wrists are pretty kind of jacked. So be careful if you try to use fishing line with this much weight on it. But now I got to go back up to that tree. As badly as I want this to the tree right up there, never attach a tagline to you. If for some reason this thing gets pulled down, it gets too heavy for me, or I lose footing, it's better to lose this project than it is to be attached to something that could pull you off the cliff. So, safety tip. But I only have to go that much further. That was a pain in the ass. Isn't she so pretty? Oh man. Oh, that's so nice. Even if the pulling the webbing over is a cluster, like it's just an inconvenience at that point. But I have this going directly from here down into my separate IKEA bag, because that one is still over there. And when I'm done pulling all my webbing over, I'm gonna, normally I would leave this here and use this to send the line back, but I have to use this for the rope swing retrieval of the tire. So we're all set to go here. Wow. Oh, you want to see the fishing line? Look at tomorrow's problem. Look at how beautiful of a path this is this time of year. It's mid-October right now, and Yosemite has the most beautiful colors this time of year. There's no water up here, so we have to carry all our water in, but the weather's the most stable this time of year in Yosemite. It's the best time to crush hard on projects. The spring is really unpredictable, so the best stuff happens in October and November when we're here in the valley. Now, something I would have done a little bit different is I would have put 4mm paracord on the first section of that, because that would have been enough to put in my protraction. The teeth engage in enough. And then once I have the weight of the webbing, I would be on the 6mm, and then I'll be on the rope. So I should have staged it more than just rope to 6mm. Should have been rope, 6mm, 3mm. But I'm learning a lot. This is technically my first solo rig, so can't be too hard on myself here. But I think it's 9:45. Wow. All right. It goes! Yay!
Like you have like the longest walk on the line.
That'll be me in a few hours. I love these. Except for that one time I got snagged. I estimate one snag on the webbing. Realistically, I'm not gonna be too disappointed if that happens. But I'm stoked. I'm done using the railing. We're not on tourist ways. We're not in the way of tourists, except for the fact a big bright rope in their wedding photos.
Too bad. Okay, took me 20 minutes, but I finally figured it out. It's important that the last Z-drag comes out at that carabiner that I put at the very top of this boulder right here. And then because they have a line rigged right here, I pulled it as far over to this side of the boulder as possible. The tail is tied off up there, so if everything just goes, it's gonna be all right. The bag is attached, so it won't come off the cliff. It's coming straight out. I flaked it perfect. And it wasn't working with my 3 Z-drags. My 3 Z-drags at home were a lot closer together, I think, or in line or something. It wasn't giving me friction, it was just sliding down. By me clipping that as an extra clip instead of going straight into here, solved all the problems. And then it kind of might go down quickly. So like it's got like a nice solid amount of friction here, but I'm gonna see if I can pass a split before I go over there. I think the splits will prevent it from down, so it'll get caught on those and I'll just pull it through. Hopefully I don't get stuck, but if I got stuck, it's only adds about an hour. If it got stuck twice, about an hour of difficulty. Oh, my wrist in here, where the fishing line was not on the glove, I could not pull that for very much longer before that I was done with. So if I got stuck like this, how much force does it take? Please work, please work, please work, please work. Yeah, buddy. All right, I'm just gonna leave this here because the friction's pretty good right now. And I know it's working. Is get it to right there, boom. And I can put enough force on that to get that past there, because right now it's stuck. But if I, yep, it'll go if I pull. So right now I've got 50 meters out. Gonna go over there and do my protraction. Okay, it's working, sort of. With that extra Z-drag, I have to put a 3-to-1 on here every 20 meters or so. And it gives me enough pressure on the line that it breaks free, and then I can pull it. It just kind of loosens up. That Z-drag's great. It just needs kind of a little bit more force than I want to give to it to get through it. But I've been stuck 2 or 3 times now and I've been able to solve it. So this is why I use 6 mil, so I have something like to really grab onto. But yeah, this ain't fast. Well, I'm stoked. Look what I have here. The 70 meters to go. So once you have a junction to do, you just put your ascender, which you have anyways for helping you pull, and I just temporarily hold the rope while I do this. You know, YouTube always makes it look easier than it really is. Not me. I show the struggle. Okay, so now I'm back on this. I'm backed up to other stuff. I'll even take this carabiner and clip it to that. So we're good to go. And then I can keep going. Now, I did not have to go back over there, but I had to do a 5-to-1, put enough pressure on that 6 mil, which was like concerning me about how much pressure I'm putting on it. But my efficiency goes up quite a bit with this rope and this protraction together. Works really well. So right now I can see the webbing's not revving down there, and it just is going to go through that one bush. So if I was really worried about it, I could go down there and kind of lift it up and take this tail with me, but it went to the very end of the webbing, so the Z-drag's done. It's not going to release any more webbing on me. So I just have to pull all this stuff up and attach it here, and I'm done. Look what I did. Oh, I would have done a lot better if I had a grip with me, but I made it work. And it's still touching that bush down there and then floating through the sky because it's a bit windy. I just have to go finish tweaking up the anchor on the other side and tension this. And then Emily is going to walk and send the line for me. I'm tired, but I'm almost got this tight tensioned,
I cannot pull anymore like this, so I'm gonna put on my multiplier now. But I had to build an anchor. I'm limited on stuff, right? So I built my anchor up here. It's not like Super Bomber, but when I'm done, I'm gonna take all these extra ropes I use for Z-drag and reinforce this. So it will be Bomber, and I'm using existing things for padding, which is a lot more efficient than bringing just dedicated padding. Anyways, it was blowing a lot down there, and it was kind of rubbing on stuff. That's kind of a major downside to what I'm doing here. But nobody was on this side to control how far it went out, and that would be a lot better if you're not soloing. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. I think it's around 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. So I'm almost at a 12-hour mark. I'll have this tensioned within 12 hours of starting, and that includes the hikes. So that's kind of what I set out to do. I was hoping to do the tire swing before the 12-hour mark, but I had to problem solve quite a few kinks, and everything intended to work out. I would contribute that to luck. So I'm just really tired. So we're gonna get this tensioned up, and hopefully we can get Emily to walk it tonight, since she drove a long ways to get on this line. I just finished, and I forgot 3 of the 4 leashes, but there's technically 1 leash on here, so it's rigged. So from the car to being done took 12 hours. I'm definitely bringing friends next time. It's such a beautiful line, this big line at Yosemite here. The sunsets are killer. And then, whoa, there she goes. And then it's attached to the tree that you've been looking at for this whole episode. So the idea tomorrow is to jump from the railing right here and just start and go boop, 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 and exit. And I'd be connected to a split right there, which means my trajectory is out here and I wouldn't come back and hit this wall. I laser a couple things here and there, and I basically have to clear that rock there. So I have to exit exactly from this point. Yeah, you have to be pretty strategic. Straight down is okay, but if I jump from over there, I have to like clear stuff. That's a pretty gnarly one. And I'm 55 meters away from my split from here. So my 70-meter rope will have just enough of a slope. But yeah, it's very pretty up here at night.
Okay, let me tell you kind of a cool background story here. Back in 2015, 4 years ago, Jerry Miszewski, Faith Dickey, Justin Smestad, and I got the tagline across, and it was Jerry's project, and we helped him establish this 291 meter, which was 2015 huge. Only Jerry even stood up on the line at the time. It was cool to rig with him at the time because I haven't really done any projects with him. So it's been the biggest line in Yosemite since then. And I think only one other team has rigged it, other than a team that I've been a part of since then. Last year we rigged it with Friedi Kuhne, Lukas, Irmler, Kyle, Lovett, Kim, and Zoli. We all rigged it together, and that was like, I think, the second time it was rigged. So it's kind of a rare gem in the valley. And for several years now, I've been like wanting to rig it solo to see if my skills were honed in enough. I can cross that line. I've crossed several 300-meter lines. I cannot send 300 meters. I did finally get 100 meters back in Brazil earlier this year. But it's not about the walking for me, it's about getting processes figured out, because obviously if you watch this channel at all, I love rigging. So it was kind of this culmination of me being able to put together all the tools that I've had in order to do this. One trick I did not use on this project intentionally is the clothesline method, where you have 2 taglines. One is tight and fixed, and one is pulls it across. And the tight fixed one, you actually attach the webbing to it. And that way, you don't have to pull the whole weight over. It kind of just connects to it and drags across like a clothesline or a shower curtain. The reason I didn't do that is you saw how much work it was for me to pull over just the tagline with a fishing line. I didn't want to have to do that again, because if I did, I would have to pull over an entire second set from paracord to the double tag. Didn't want to go there. Anyways, more of the meaning about this. So Emily May, just 5 days prior to me going, after I've already packed, I've been packing for 2 weeks, thinking about it for years, buying lots of shit for it. She tells me, hey, I'm gonna be in Yosemite. I'm like, cool, what are you doing? She's like, oh, the 300. And I'm like, 300 footer? No, they were gonna rig the 300 meter, which is what we call it. Every line there is, at Tap Point, it's almost 100, almost 200, and almost 300 meters because they're just shy. Anyways, the Canadian team, that's I think led by Maurie, was gonna have that line rigged, and she was driving 8 hours to come get on it on her way down south. And it was kind of a secret project. It wasn't something that they were just announcing. So I was super fortunate to find out that they were gonna have that up, because if I showed up and it was already rigged, it would have been heartbreaking, because I'm going to GGBY like in a few days, and then next year they have road construction. So I wouldn't be able to do this for a while, and I just don't know what's gonna happen, you know? So they were so gracious, after I coordinated with Emily and everything, to postpone their rigging of that line, and then I got to do my project. And so it was awesome. That's why Emily walked on my line, because originally I was gonna cross it and rope swing it and be the whole thing solo, but she drove all that way and they postponed it. So it worked out great that I was able to go get my rope swing stuff and chill, because it was a lot more work than I thought. But it was awesome. She walked back and forth 3 times. She crushed it. I think her best was only 2 catches to send that, to cross that line. I'm super proud of her, super gracious to Maurie's team and Emily to let me actually do my project. So that was really neat action from the community, and I love this community. And another cool part of this culmination of projects is I've always wanted a rope swing there, because it's shaped kind of like the rostrum is, where it kind of has this bend and you can jump that way and not risk coming back and hitting the wall. So I was actually able to do both projects in the same trip, in the same weekend, and it's super fun to have rigged the line solo that I'm jumping from. And that is going to be a whole separate video of me jumping, because I'm going to explain kind of how that works, even though if you've seen my other videos, it's very similar to our Enov split stabilizer that we use. A couple other little tricks that we had to do, because it was a big Highline that we're attaching this to, and it was scary as hell, because it's a new exit. Nobody's jumped there. Nobody really knows the forces are going to be on there. So if I have high forces, I'm going to have high stretch. I had a 60-meter line or rope, so like it would stretch 30%. It's brand new. Did I have that in order, you know, not to hit the rocks at the bottom? I was like, So whole separate video, but I'm not going to cheat you from getting to see some rope swinging. What should I say that's clever?
I don't know. Did you swing on a tire in your childhood?
So I'm about to rope swing on my pink tube here. Selectivity should appreciate that. I don't advocate for doing this, but if you do it, make sure you got a dyno for science. Fuck me!